Hey friends, happy Friday. Today we're gonna dive into one tip, the one thing that I think you need to add to your life or make room for in your life to really start to make progress in your critical life areas. Hey, my name is Tyler. I'm a mentor here at More Success and Significance. We're passionate about free enterprise and helping people create options in their life so that they can live a more fulfilled life. If you're new, or if you've been tuning in for a while, we're getting a lot of great feedback. I'd love to hear from you. I don't see all the people who do view this. Would love to hear from you, give you a shout out. So if you're tuning in, just drop a comment below of where you're tuning in from. Would love to hear from you, give you a shout out. All right, but let's dive into the meat of this today. So the number one thing that I think you need to add to your life so that you can really start to make progress in your critical life areas, it's probably not what you think. It's actually margin. It's margin in your life. Give yourself some space. So as I talk with people about where they want to go and setting some goals and really trying to move on, the number one thing that I hear from people is, Tyler, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough resources. I can't do the things that I want to do. And I think for many that could be very true. It could be a spot where they are mentally and emotionally, where they believe they can't move on because they don't have time. They don't have the finances or the resources to dedicate to some of the things that they want to do. But let me ask you this question and maybe flip it around. If there is never going to be enough time, and if you never make room in your resources or your finances to invest in yourself, where does that lead you? Where does that path go? I think many times I know I get in a state of maybe overwhelm or busyness, and I'm almost afraid to say no. I feel like I can't say no. But I think in that fear of missing out, right, from the busyness of our life, from our spouses to our kids to our work, we get this fear that we just have to do it all and we can't miss out, or something will happen if we don't. But let me ask you, maybe project a little bit down the road, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road. If you project that busyness out, what are you potentially going to miss out on if nothing changes? What are you going to potentially miss out on if you don't create margin in your life to take advantage of opportunities, both positive and negative, that come into your life? For instance, if you don't make room for margin in your life, where can you find the time to invest in the things that truly matter to you, the things that you want to be better 3, 4, and 5 years down the road? Because what I found is that things don't tend to stay the same. I think we have sometimes this misconception where as we go through life, things stay at a medium, at an average level. They just keep kind of at the same level. But what I've found is if I'm not working in those areas, whether it's relationships or businesses or myself, my health, it's tending to fall backwards. So if I'm not moving forward, I'm moving backwards in those areas. So I think if you're not finding margin to work on those areas in your life, project that 2, 3, 4, and 5 years from now. What is the fear then of where you could be if you don't take action on those things? Similarly, I think there are times when we underestimate how much life just happens to us. There are things that are totally out of our control. And a lot of times what comes to mind are the negative things, the bad things. Maybe we lose a job. Maybe we lose a dear friend. Maybe we have an illness that happens to us. And those things start to take time from us. They start to take more resources from us. But we don't have room in our life. We don't have existing margin in our life to be able to handle them. So in those two areas, I said that's what I mean by positive and negative opportunities that come into your life. How much margin do you really have in your life to be able to take advantage of those two things? So, and I think what I would encourage you to do as we start to get close to the holiday season, the new year, 2022, is to take an inventory of just how busy you are. What does your day look like? How many open windows do you have? What are you spending those open windows of time on? What do your finances look like? What are you spending your finances on? Can you create margin with those resources? Can you start to put that away? Can you save it? Can you invest it either into other assets or into yourself, right? That you can then grow mentally, grow in your leadership, grow in your personal development. So what does that look like for you? Take an inventory. If you feel busy, then I would encourage you, maybe the answer in 2022 is to figure out where you can say no, where you can focus some of that time, where you can focus some of those resources, and start to create margin in your life, real margin that you can use to take advantage of the positive and negative opportunities that float your way. So I hope this was helpful for you all. It's definitely been helpful for me. If you're getting value from this, like I said before, drop me a comment below, just a simple value. Would love to hear from you. It's definitely encouraging to hear all the different notes and encouragement that we've had thus far. So I thank you for that. And as always, until next time, wishing you all but nothing but more success and significance in your life. Cheers.